Hello and welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV within the Final Fantasy Marathon, and in this episode I'll be continuing the Crystal Tower questline whilst I continue to complete loads of high-end trials. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in the journal, of course, we've got all of those, but in the duty finder, of course, all of these are done. The only two we have left are facing Odin and facing Titan. So there we are. Oh, and of course we need to go back to the Crystal Tower to get ready to continue this quest line. It could end up being a raid dungeon straight away, like the Coil of Bahamut. I am not sure, but we will see. As I said yesterday, it's quite cool that not yesterday, when I last streamed, that they did the put in the 8 Sentinels that you have in the original FF3. I thought that was quite cool. And here we are. Right. The Crystal Tower lies beyond this portal. Now comes the interesting part. Because we did parts of this, but we'll continue the cutscene again, so if we get through it before we find a thing. Sid, you are the only one of our number who has ever crossed this threshold. I ask that you take the lead for the present. I say, the energy radiating from these statues is palpable. Lucky for us that it is. One might otherwise stroll past them, feast your eyes on the elemental defences which prompted our lengthy preparations. These sentinels prevent would-be intruders from advancing to within 20 yards of the tower's inner reaches. No matter how swift they may be. Happily, the crystal fangs we took such pains to craft should spare us the inconvenience of instantaneous annihilation. Here, allow me to demonstrate. Oh, Chief, it's too dangerous to allow anyone else to risk his life testing one. Quite right. I'll make the damn things. It's my job to see what that they work. There we are. Success. I for one am convinced. Friends, ready your fangs. That's fire and water done. Should have done it in order of the FF3 ones. So it would have been wind, fire, water and earth if that was the case, but it's fine. Earth is still the last one, either way. Unless this is the order of the fangs you get. No, you don't get fire fang. You get water fang first from the Nepto shrine, so no. Me being a nerd. This last one is yours, old friend. It seemed only right. As if you face the 4 bosses you get for each crystal. So the Turtle, Salamander, Kraken and Titan. Haha, we did it! So much for the outer defences. Oh, I mean, it have to be a different fault. Unless they call it Hecaton Chair, because that is one of the ones that looks like Titan in 3. Indeed, the entrance to the tower is near at hand. My blood fairly sings with anticipation. Speaking of blood, I have a proposal for the next stage of the expedition. I suggest we wait here while Aramir and a hand-picked party of his adventuring companions enter the tower. What, without us? I thought we came here to survey the entire structure. We did, and we will, but our investigations must proceed at a more measured pace. In the outside of the place is this world offended? Can you imagine what awaits us on the inside? Only a true hero could reasonably hope to brave the hazards ahead and live to tell the tale. Aramir here fits that description better than anyone I know. And it is not as if we shall be idle in his absence. While Aramir and his companions are risking life and limb to beat us a path to the tower, we can set about analysing this rubble for evidence of how its technologies function. Your knowledge of ancient lore will be invaluable in that endeavour, Historian Grohotir. Ah, do you ever tire of being right, old man? Aramir, as it seems I won't be accompanying you, allow me to at least provide some instruction. The maze that surrounds the base of the tower is known as the Labyrinth of the Ancients. During this initial foray, I suggest you concentrate on ridding the place of hostile elements. When you are reasonably certain the maze is secure, contact me via link shell and we shall join you post-haste. No matter what Master Garland says. Though we would prefer if any relics you encounter remained intact. You have leave to do whatever is necessary to secure ingress to the upper levels of the tower. Fortune go with you, Aramir. Do do do. This battle is designed to be undertaken by an alliance. A squad of 24 adventurers formed the 3 full parties. This battle composition is reserved for large-scale duties only. While you are in alliance, the class, job icons and HP bars of alliance members will appear to the right of the party list. By joining forces with other parties, you can achieve that which would otherwise be impossible. See, alliance raids Realm Reborn. And this. 3 parts of 1 tank, 2 healer, 5 DPS. Only 1 tank, holy shit. Now awaits the Fellowship of Noah as they seek the ultimate prize. So I think it's quite cool that you have Noah. Loads of FF3 references there. So I think I'm going to continue the story. Then whichever of these 2 I do afterwards, I'll do that. Like if Earth Fount's done, I'll do the Naval, Labyrinth for the Ancients and Binding Call of Bahamut turn 1, and we'll just do it that way. So I'm going to continue this story. All due respect. Then we'll just go from there. Of course there's loads of shit to do. That's all in the background. And this must be the esteemed Lady Ugari and her associates. I greet you all as friends and bid you welcome to the toll. I hope you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, providing they are willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slathborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand. I gave the same speech to all new arrivals, and you needn't bow your head or call me master either. We are both frontier hands as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Slathborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent. 7 hells, Aramir, why are you wasting time with me? Send them to the Rising Stones. wait, we're all going. So whatever party this one is, there's only one tank and one healer left. But there is the other one that doesn't really have much going on anyway. To whom which is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the Rising Stones anon. Okay. Which binding coil do I have to do? I've done turn 4. I see. Tis no use. Our attempts to reach the students of Baldessian continue to meet with failure. Orianger has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already knew. How fare the Domans? I am given to understand you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unsolved. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview. Be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees, not when it was within our power to help them. Lady Ugary is here. Please show her in. I should very much like to meet her. We have no objections. Pray do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady. But are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together. As ever, it has been a pleasure, Antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slathborn, Lady Ugary, Aramir. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to withdraw so I can do that and do that, and then rejoin. Lamin and I will make all the necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival, though I must admit that I am still troubled about the matter of the missing crystals. Ishtola should be returning anon with a report from afield. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon arrival?
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear.
Oh, so there's other primals. I think, yeah, this is going to be Leviathan, what, Shiva? Who else is left? Shit. Leviathan, Shiva. We've got, right, so we've got Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Bahamut. It's got Leviathan, Shiva. Maybe anything like Alexander. Ramu, there we are. Cool, so how could I forget Ramu?
Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the serpent reavers. With the aid of the maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Oh. Paramir and Minfilia have both been hit with the echo at the same time.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise mid surging waves to wash away the finless one.
Yeah, so we've got the Sahagin. They're the only ones left, aren't they, actually? Because the other three have summoned.
I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa.
You already know what's about to happen.
I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Oh.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a Primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
A primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
it would be most welcome. When contending with a primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
Here we go. So I need to hopefully start getting through some of these raids and shit. So that is the Labyrinth of the Ancients that they're showing right now, and then that will be one of the other three. God knows though. One of them only required what was it? One more tank and one more healer. I bet when I left as a tank, there were 2 tanks waiting. They fucking joined, and then it got into a party. But I don't know. And there's 2 tanks there on one of them, and then there's another party. I'm gonna wait to see if I can see what that is. Hopefully we'll start getting through these, because otherwise, oh yeah, so that's that. So we need one of each. Because I don't want to be hit with a wall. I don't want to be walled where I can't like continue. Otherwise it'll get messy. There's not much else to do. I think there's no high-end duty in the dungeons. But anyway. Don't need to worry about that to be fair, but anyway. Plainly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that eventuality inevitable. Yet so long as there even a chance that the primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lominsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share. I wonder how long it takes to get into the fucking Labyrinth of the Ancients, but that could have to be a fucking long stream. But who knows? Nobody knows. That means gonna have to get bloody the same thing here for Leviathan as well. The hard version and the extreme version. Oh, which one? Which one? Which one? Load into Limsa so I can see. This is the worst time it could get onto it. Come on! Oh, it's not loading because the fucking dungeon I'm trying to get into. Oh wow. It's the Labyrinth of the Ancients. Nice. Fucking hell. So you've got Labyrinth of the Ancients. You might end up going to the Forbidden Land, Eureka, then climb the Crystal Tower, and then you may get... No, you're going to get the World of Darkness. You have to have the Cloud of Darkness. Very lava-y, like it is in FF3. Oh shit, does that mean that each party just takes... Oh, I can hear the crystal theme. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dun 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 dun. Oh, is it the ones in blue are my alliance? And then yeah. Da 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 da. So they've made this properly look like the one in FF3. It's a very complicated maze in FF3. This is ridiculous. Right, this is the first raid dungeon I've been in. Right, proper raid dungeon. Do 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 do. It's a bit sped up, but it's the FF3 theme nonetheless. Do 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 do. Am I Alliance? No, I'm not Alliance B, because someone in Alliance B is dead, so I'm Alliance C. I'm sure when it comes to the streaming purposes, I'm sure this probably looks a bit crazy. And a greater demon, why is it not red? It's meant to be red now, this man. Yeah, this is the FF3 greater demon. Bit of a bastard. Well, I mean, the thing about the maze of the Ancients maze, as it's called, we call it Labyrinth of the Ancients here. FF3 Endgame just likes having. It's one of the Final Fantasies that has its final dungeons just have like one enemy in the battle that have a shit ton of just like one battle enemies. Should get Doulahans in here, but the ones that are on a horse, so it's like a woman with a headless woman who holds her head whilst on a horse. You do have Uni and you have the Uni clone, because you have the Doga clone in the Crystal Tower. I don't know if they have that. I'm just nerding out because it's FF3, but you never know. So can you only interact and buff your own alliance? I think that's the way it works. So like the two healers here, I think can only heal my party of 8. It's interesting that they do one tank per alliance and they give you 5 DPS. Do 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 do. First boss, Hall of the Tainted. Bone Dragon, there we are. FF3 introduced us to this bastard. Hello Richard, how are you? This is my first raid dungeon. It's the Labyrinth of the Ancients, well, also known as the Ancients Maze in FF3. It's the first raid dungeon of the Crystal Tower set. Dun, dun. Let's get out of that. A Platinal. The Platinal looks a bit different. The Platinal is so there's a boss called Goldor. For anyone who doesn't know, in FF3, one of the bosses, Goldor, cannot be damaged by magic. You have to basically have a heavy amount of just any DPS builds, basically. Popular way of doing it in the DS version is loads of Dark Knights, and then you use any of the abilities that the Dark Knight has. Preferably Blood Sword. But it's interesting that the Platinal here is an enemy that's based on Goldor. Of course, he's back again. And the Platinal is also purple in that. Oppo form. God knows. I cannot even see my own character. Fuck me. There we are. Oh, it belongs to me. Pass. And pass. The Walk of Lament. Oh god. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I've also been introduced to Leviathan as well, Richard. The start of the to find out that the Sahagins are now trying to summon Leviathan, because of course they're the only ones left that haven't summoned. I mean, well, technically the Sylphs. I think the Sylphs can summon Ramu. And then someone has to be able to summon Shiva, surely. Unless she's later on. But yes. I walked over there, but here we are. Valafor Atomos. What the fuck? That's the summon. It's a boss in 5 and it's a summon in 9. Actually, it's a summon in 7 as well. Very rare. It's not actually easy to get Atomos in 7. I've only ever found it once. I'm also looking forward to seeing fights like Atomos and FF5 with certain people when they have the Pixel remaster, because the gimmick of the Atomos fight is fucking annoying. My alliance is on the other side. Oh god. I like how they showed the other 16 players there. I like that. Quite cool. I also didn't pay attention to it said alliance in the top left. Pardon me, but whatever. Adira. I didn't even see that my alliance went over there, but you know, it is what it is. Whoops. Should pay attention to that shit in the future. Oh, it's because it immediately moved me to the area, actually. Yeah, that's not my fault. Oh well. Defeat Thanatos. Oh, they're making Thanatos a boss. No, it is headless. There we are. Yeah, it's a it's a type of Doulahan enemy. Is it on a horse? No. Interesting. Very interesting that they do that. Why is he invulnerable? Only certain shit can hurt him. Or provoke him at least. Nemesis. I said this is just an FF3 orgasm, but I love it. Come after me, bitch. Can't do much, but that's okay. Crepuscule Blade. It's been like, because FF3 is not really well received. People say it's one of the shittest ones. I probably would say the same, but I just have nostalgia behind it. I think it's one of the best. It's very difficult, yes, but clear the walk of fire. pass. Pass. And the final bit, we move on, the Walk of Fire, and then the Hall of the Savage. Do, 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 do. You can only hear it faintly, but I don't care, it's fine. Do, 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 do. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Dun, dun. Do, do, do. I'm lacking behind because I grabbed the chest. I mean, the chest is probably useless anyway. A Vasago? What the fuck? I mean, it's a red demon, just like in FF3's Labyrinth maze, but a bit different. Wait, this is yeah. I've got you, Alliance. I've got you. Yeah. So attack me, bitch. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We're getting fucked up, Jesus. Are we gonna kill first? Yeah, boy. Bye, bitch. Try me, bitch. Halligan bomb. Defeat the King Behemoth. Oh, fantastic, yeah. I mean, FF2 introduced a behemoth as a boss. 3 was like, fuck it, let's make enemies like a behemoth an enemy. Not the worst form of King Behemoth, the FF3 King Behemoth though. FF5's is very annoying. Oh, he has the lean like he does in FF3 as well, that's sick. Go on then, bitch. Bring it on. Dun 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 dun. That Iron Giant, piss off. Puroboros. I mean, Puroboros is 4 and 5, but we let him off. Ow! 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 Oh shit! Did not mean to do that. Bastard. He just did max damage. Cryptic meteor. Yeah, I'll tank it again. That's why I'm the tank. To rib this. Revive me, bitch. I just tanked 2 meteors for you. Yeah. Fuck you. Get out of here. Is that Hecaton chair? It is. They made him look just like the FF3 one as well. That's cool. I mean, what are they called? They've called him Fledgerthon. Interesting. No! I'm gonna be fucking locked out. Idiots. How long have I got? How long have I got? How long have I got? Am I in? Yes. Why didn't they call him Hecaton Chair? I mean, technically this isn't the dungeon where you face Hecaton Chair, but it's the same design. It's Titan, but you can't have Titan again anyway. Iron Claw. First time you get Iron Claw in Final Fantasy. I mean, Final Fantasy 3 introduces you to so much good shit. All the summons, bar Bahamut, because he's in 1, because he's the GOAT. The Behemoth as an enemy. You start seeing some of the best designs for like dragons, bombs. I would say FF6 is where they perfected the look of the bomb. I'm just tanking these 9999s. Fledgerthon. Vacuum slash. Yeah, he did nothing to me. Ancient flare. Oh, I see. Just had to get out of the way. Yes, reckless. Need to get over it. I was going to say I need to get over. You call that a labyrinth? It wasn't really a maze, but that's fine. Fuck you. Night night, my friend. Labyrinth of the Ancients complete. Well, that's step 1 of many steps that you get in the original Crystal Tower, but it depends what it is this time. Right, yeah. Cheshire Coffer C. Fuck it, I'll take that. Right. That's that done. In they come. Who they are, Mare? Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be writ large in the volumes that are sure to be penned on this historic expedition. The scale of this structure defies comprehension. Someone plainly thought bigger was better. According to the findings of my Baldessian colleagues, the Crystal Tower was constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun, a characteristic, ambitious undertaking. Now, what of the tower's inner defences? Judging by your haggard expression, clearly out, the labyrinth was no small feat. A giant of a man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that'll have been Phlegethon, not Acheron, Phlegethon. He was a hero of the Allegan Revolution. And you glean that from what exactly? His choice of weapon? Well, I am an historian, and I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Allegan Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through the Allegans' extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this. You can see the Crystal Tower through it. Well, there it is. The foot of the tower. What surprises do you have in store for us, I wonder? I can't tell you how glad I am to have you with us on this little jaunt, old friend. Had you not beaten a path through that maze, I very much doubt we'd be standing here now. Well, we have much to discuss and digest. Let us retire to St. Quinash's find to the present, and dare plan our next step. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go yet. There we are. Before we do that, duty finder. Oh yeah, take that off because that's done. No, that's not what I want to have a look at. What is it? Currency, yes. 160 elegant. I can't get anything yet. It's 280 each, so I need 1400. By the time we get out of here. Oh, I can't fly here. Interesting. But here we are. Oh, so you can't fly over here and you can't cheese and fly over the sentinels, I see. Wait, hang on. Idiot. So good of you to join us, Aramir. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of her experiences in the labyrinth. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you are ready we shall debate how best to proceed. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time this assembly was called to order. Rambros will be presiding over the meeting. If you would be so kind as to inform of your readiness to proceed. Welcome back, Aramir. I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For your reference, I have added my own notes to Grahard's preliminary expedition report, and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you need only ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralising the structure's outer defences, before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Aramir's account, the labyrinth's defences were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, his report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented with Allegan technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above ground by the chaotic shifting of Earth. It has somehow been reawoken. If, As seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world. We will have no choice but to contain them. Short of levelling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth are any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defences has been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. So like you said, Chief, we founded the Ironworks to make sure that technology was used for the right reasons, and that means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. Would it be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end? Lads, well, I hope you're ready to see some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with mine own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Aramir. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one of your innate talents, however hard I train, be that as it may. Pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during that coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Allagan Empire. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time to bring this assembly to a close. Let us all focus on the tasks at hand, that our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Look at that beauty. Such a terrible mess, yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. Oh bloody hell. Code Veronica's ridiculous. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance your place has on adventurers, old friend. So, this is the legacy of the Allagan Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. Of course it was La Habrea. Oh no. It's Nero Tolskaver. I believe the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on. Sid, do not disappoint me. You're just using Sid, you little cock. Well, we know, if you're a fan of FF3 or you've at least seen it, you'll know what's on top of the Crystal Tower. Ah, it is you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise, of course. Disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper, with not being able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway into the principal spire, Circus Tower, the Allagans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Does this mean we may get to go into the Forbidden Land Eureka? And maybe they put the circus key in there. But you need to get into the Crystal Tower itself, actually, to get into thingy. It'd be cool if you get to fight Doga and Uni, or at least see them. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success, frankly speaking, we are at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste. But I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I am Uni, and let me guess, he's Doga. And my companion's called Doga. There we go. Well, I literally said a minute ago, it'd be good if we got to see Uni and Doga. They've done it in a different way, but here we are. We are scholars of the Allegan civilization, sent by the students of Baldessian to assist in your endeavour. Uni and Doga, rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the student's behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. I am sure you'll not take it amiss if we seem somewhat doubtful. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. Oh, does he have the echo as well? What is it, Graha? It's just nothing. There was a pain that has subsided. Oh, I reckon I know exactly who... I know who Grahatia is going to be. He's going to be Xande. And he's going to realise who he is and maybe try and stop us at the top of the tower, and then we get Cod, I'll call her. I won't actually say who it is, I'll just say Cod. Well, this is rather unexpected. Your eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the Allegan eye as well? This sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Allegans, yet I inherited it from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain: those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Allag. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems to me that we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. He might not be Xande, but, you know, we're going to see Xande, surely. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldessian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Uni and Doga advisory members of Noah. Without further ado, let us have them examine the circus tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Aramir, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Aramir, with Uni and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion. I am hopeful that we will finally see progress. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's go to the circus tower. We're gonna hear one of my favourite FF themes when we get in there, the Crystal Tower theme. Juicy. Well, if it isn't Aramir, you can enter Circus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather no going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you just follow me, I'll take you to him. Guessing you're going to need the circus key. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple of new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Uni and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Alag, sent here by our friends of Baldessian to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defences. It is our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is aught to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Circus Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is, we can't get it to open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 sentinels, but it doesn't make it any less effective as a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it. A man and a woman, respectant, elegant royalty, by my judgment. That'll be Uni and Doga. Precisely who these individuals were we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actively serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hand. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? I don't think any of us expected that to happen. 7 hells, what is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable, only to those of royal blood answerable, exactly as passed down through legend, I am delighted to see. Oh, it's Noel Scaver. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have required. Nero, you're still alive? Garland, Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. Ah, but I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is for all intents and purposes defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I've been roaming this land Eorzea, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings I chanced to catch wind of your latest adventure. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think I'll stack gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts, but I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these 2 odd characters. Jesus Christ, I'm not going to be able to unsee that now when they zoom in again. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Alag's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these two are descended from Alagan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Alagan ingenuity. Yeah, no, I can't unsee that now, cheers. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind, is that not so? It would seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies, 'twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it please you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There is much and more to tell. Very well. So these are Doga and Uni's clones, but not enemies like in the game. Seven hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Garland, you know me better than to think that I speak in jest. What more will I take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An Alagan tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you the joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. Interesting. We need one more healer and one more DPS for whatever that one is. If you're ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closer to your investigation, your leader Rambrose may wish to be present. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologise again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Valdesian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Alagan technology. This is rather a lot to take in. If I would not be considered an unseemly, might I ask you and yours were created, and more specifically, what it is that you now seek to do? Answering your questions requires that we revisit Alagan history. Pray bear with us. The Alagan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. It's Doga and Uni's theme. I'm just nerding out today. Anyway, I'll shut up because in the FF14 lore, they're going to fit in the FF3 lore into it and turn it into the Alagan stuff. But it's going to be what we know about the ancients from the FF3 lore. But still, anyway. I'll stop. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as the symbol of Alagan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, The Allagan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, our technologist made it his mission to restore Allag to greatness. Aemon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. So Aemon is one of the bosses of the Forbidden Land Eureka. The founding father, you cannot mean Emperor Xande, and there's Xande mentioned, of course. None other. As part of his experiments, Aemon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Uni and Doga. Historical texts mention the reigns of two Allagan emperors named Xande. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike, to think that the two were in fact one and the same. Aye, Xande returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more, and true to Aemon's predictions, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Allagan dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Xande turned his sights towards a forbidden source, darkness, where we get COD. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness, again, 7 hells. What is it with this megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Mr. Garland. Alas, Emperor Xande is very much alive. Within Circus Tower he still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. So as the tower erected again, he is back again. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the 4th Umbral era. So they've used the Great Earthquake from the beginning of FF3, and they've made it lore for Eorzea. That's quite cool. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Allagan Empire was laid to waste. Yet even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Aemon, now Emperor Xande's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Time is stopped in FF3 as well. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Again, just like FF3. I'm going to end up explaining the whole game dungeon by dungeon if I say anything further. But yeah, you go to the world of darkness after you leave the floating continent. You don't know it's the floating continent straight away, but yeah. Anyway, eras came and went after millennia laying dormant. Dalamud was summoned back to the earth. Its descent triggered the 7th Umbral calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Xande awakened. There he is. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his power is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realised. And there he is. Tis for no other purpose but to put an end to Xande's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Uni and Doga. Fearing that might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fall. I'm going to assume we're near the end of the cutscene now. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated blah 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 blah. Try and do it quick. So yeah, they are the resurrection of Uni and Doga from thousands of years ago, in order to stop the now resurrected Xande. Oh, you bastard. And here we are. We've been called the hero. You have our total gratitude together, let's see it. Yep, there we are. That's basically the end of the cutscene. So yeah, now we know the story. That's a good way of filling in the FF3 lore and putting it into Eorzean lore within FF14. Very clever, I like that. And hello Odin, little bastard, how are you? And that, of course, is Zantet Zukin. First introduced in FF3, funny enough. FF3 is the unspoken hero of FF. It added so much good shit. I'm going to die. I have to speak to Ogunduni, I'll skip the cutscenes, but it's up to the end of it. Sangatol. I'm going to assume if there's this battle, there's a hard battle, there's an extreme battle, every single one will be, once he's nearly dead, he summons Zantet Zukin, you have to finish him off before he uses it. Diddle-diddle-din, dun-dun, diddle-diddle-din, dun-dun, diddle-diddle-din, dun-dun. Heal me, thank you. Yeah, and of course people, I can understand that people say like FF3 is one of the weakest ones. Most people say 2 and 3 are like the worst ones, but 1 was really good for what it was at the start. Of course it's going to have problems, it's the first one in the series. But I feel like what a lot of people don't realise is that FF3 made so much in the later Final Fantasy possible because it introduced it to the series. Like, it introduced summons, which has completely changed FF for the better. You know, most of what you get plot-wise in FF4 and enemy-wise and boss-wise is, you know, introduced in 4 and was introduced in 3 and made possible. You know, I mean, I can understand. You know, a lot of the dungeons are quite small in FF3. The ending is ridiculously difficult, which I know will put a lot of people off. People will be like, "Oh, it's too hard," whatever. People are like that with video games. Ow! But you know, that's just the way it is. But there's just so many characters, so many bosses, so many summons, and so many like staples that got added in 3 that are so important for the franchise. We're not allowed to attack Odin. I was going to say. Yeah, of course, 3 will always be one of my favourites. 1 because it's one of the first Final Fantasies I played. Because you get that nostalgia effect, of course. As I said, it just did so much for the franchise. Anyway, I'll have to wait to be resurrected. This bitch does a shit ton of damage in one go. Yeah, I'd move, mate. You're dead. Not quite. But as long as one tank's alive at one point, I feel like that's what matters. But Shin Zantet Zukin, yeah, you need to bring me back alive, mate. If he uses that, game over, mate. Come on. You have to finish him off while I'm dead. Yes. There we are, that'll do. Missed a cut. Goodbye. Was that an achievement for dying before the thing was up? There we are. What an annoying bitch. I'm not surprised because Odin's gonna be that annoying, but I actually have decent armor and shit as well. There we are. Dark Divinity Shalmir. It's not Gungnir. It's Shalmir. Maybe you get Gungnir and you fight him in like a stronger version. So the only thing left is the naval and the binding call of Bahamut. See if I can get into the naval. Then I'm going to do this. Need to skip this cutscene because we've seen it. Here we are. My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I'm quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. But now it's the time for action, not idle thoughts. Circus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Zande himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the Crystal Tower grant you strength. So that'll be tomorrow, and then hopefully we get to see all of the big juicy stuff in there. Tomorrow it's just going to be an orgasm to the ears here in the Crystal Tower theme. Oh, beautiful. Okay. People who are like, oh, FF3, pfft, rubbish. But not to me. So that'll be for tomorrow. See if I can get into the naval for a bit. If I don't, it doesn't matter. I'll try for a bit. And I need to go to Opap Pessi. So we've got Titan Extreme, Ifrit Extreme, probably Odin Extreme, and I think that'll be it for dungeons and Esper's trials and high-end trials for now. All I have to do is the Crystal Tower and the Binding Coil of Bahamut. And of course, once I do the story section to get to Leviathan, there will be Leviathan that I'll have to deal with. But if I get all of that shit done before I even start doing like Leviathan and shit, then I should be cushy. Just to try and get as much done as possible. Like I said, I don't want to get to a point where like the only things I have left to do are all these raids that I have to like wait to queue in a party for, because otherwise, you know, streaming I won't be able to do anything. If I weren't streaming, I could just simply just chill and just sit here and wait and then get and then, you know, but it's not really going to work like that. Anyway, oh, he's the not the Thaumaturge, the Conjurer. There we are. There we are. Yeah, we know. Odin's dead. Blah 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 blah. But he'll be back, I'm sure. The Zantet Zukin is gone. Oh no! It's actually a weapon called the Zantet Zukin, I see. That's not good, is it? I'm sure if it's called the Zantet Zukin, it probably kills upon touch. That makes sense. Let's go to Nugledania. See if there's anything here. If not, then I'll have to go to what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Orianger in Vesper Bay to see what I can do. Scratch me head quick, there we are. Do diddle diddle do diddle diddle do do diddle diddle do diddle diddle do. The makings of Gunbreaker. No. Oh. 255. Not quite enough. Pop. Yeah, there's nothing else. That's the case. We'll teleport to Limzalaminda. Go speak to Merwib about Leviathan. And then I'll have to continue the Leviathan bit until we get to the Crystal Tower. And I'll have to go from there. But yeah. So that's the courier quest, but I'm not really too fussed about that for now. Let's go. Definitely not getting into the Titan one, but I'll have it until I end the stream, and then if it's not, then we'll move on. There we go. You are expected, please take this lift to the command room. Welcome, friends. I take it Ishtala has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Falalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning. We would welcome the Scion's support in this endeavour, but if, gods forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support, much as we did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I'd rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with mine own eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Private Ironheart, our scouts are currently reconnoitring Sahagin movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Folkbrider has charge of the garrison. Are we the garrison? Deploy the blind. Oh, fuck it, just do it this way. Choco Loho, yo. Choco Loto ho. Yo, 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 yo. It's prime time. Brooklyn, Brooklyn. Yeet. I've been expecting you, sign of the 7th Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. Fuck it, why not? Not journal. Duty finder. So withdraw from that. But of course, all these are done. And we got that. So tomorrow I will highlight the Naval Extreme, of course, Circus Tower and the Binding Call of Bahamut Turn 1. And I'll just be continuing this Leviathan one until we get to this point. Then we have those Moogle missions over in Limsa Lominsa I can do if I run out of time and then need to try and get this done in the meantime. However, thank you for watching this episode of my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV within the Final Fantasy Marathon, and in the next episode I will be continuing to do the Leviathan questline, and then I'll either, in the background of course, I'll be trying to get into any of the raids, high-end trials or dungeons that I have to do. Until then, hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.